Hey guys, it's Colby, a fellow aspiring author. I wanted to talk about something. A lot of times when I'm looking for some motivation on YouTube, I find a lot of channels of authors that are further down the line than me, which is awesome. It's great to look at them and aspire to be like that, whether they're published or not. But I don't see a lot who are relatively in the beginning, which I am. I have been writing for 5 years. Started in quarantine. It was just a project I tried out and turned out I liked it a lot and then kept going and fell in love with it. But until recently, relatively recently, it was just a hobby. I probably made the switch from a hobby to self-proclaimed professional or wanting to become a professional about maybe like a year and a half ago. It was right around 2024. One day I decided that I love this and would love to do it full time if the dream came true. So I started pursuing it more with that approach. That being said, I've recently finished writing a book. I started in January. It's August when I'm talking about this. Finished it in April, the first draft, and then I've been revising ever since. Technically, I'm probably still revising it. I mean, I'm getting feedback from beta readers, so I am still revising it, but it's to a point where I feel really solid about it. Solid enough that I've started querying to agents, to literary agents. I don't really know if I want to traditionally publish or self-publish. Right now, I think I want to traditionally publish for a bunch of factors. I'll go ahead and share them. I work full-time, 40 hours, as a physical therapist, which can be a busy job. I have a lot of other passions as well. Like I have a couple other YouTube channels. One's physical therapy. One is a TTRPG channel with some friends. And then I have the writing. So with self-publishing, even though I would retain all the control of the book, the marketing, all of that stuff, I don't know if I'm willing to wear all the hats. I don't think I'd be good at it. I'm sure I would learn as I go, but I don't know if I, at this time, am willing to dedicate that time to doing that. So I'm going to try traditionally publishing first. If I get rejected by all the agents, which is a very, very real possibility, then maybe I'll reconsider. Part of me also, this probably is not true, and I shouldn't think like this, but if the book gets denied or rejected by all these agents, I'm gonna feel like it's not good enough to self-publish. And the last thing I would want to do is put out a book and pay a lot of money to put out a book that isn't good. I think it's good, but still, I'm too close to the project. Anyway, I just started querying agents, and I want to show you guys this little spreadsheet I made. I'm gonna block out the names and tell you a little bit about it. We'll go from there. Okay, so this is the page. I'm gonna block out those names. I guess if you're watching this, they're already blocked out. I'm blocking them out in post. Those are the dates that I queried these agents. You can see the top one I queried back in May. There's a reason for that. I'll tell you the little story. One of my cousins, one of her really good friends, is a literary agent, and my cousin texted me and said, hey, just a heads up, she's going to be opening up her query box. So I was like, sweet, I'm going to throw mine in there just in case. You can also see that the initial response was good. She asked for the first 50 pages. I have no idea if that's just like a courtesy because I'm one of her best friend's cousins. Either way, it was cool. But it's been a while now, so who knows what'll happen with that. The other ones I just recently queried, like last week. How I did this, and the reason I figured I'd share this with you guys is just in case you're all figuring out how to do this. Maybe the way I did it can help you. I looked up certain books that I thought matched my book in either some qualities, tones, themes, stuff like that. Like, one of them was The Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne. That's funny. Actually, my brother just texted me that one of his friends is interested in reading my book for some feedback. Cool. Anyway, The Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne. I should say, some of these books I haven't read. I haven't read them yet. But I looked up some synopses. I looked up some synopsises of these books and felt like they matched. I do not think you need to have read the books that you are comping, that you're comparing yours to. I just don't think that's a reality that some of us can afford. I mean, I looked up some books that matched mine. I'm like, I can't read 6 books in a week when I want to query this person. So anyway, just a personal thought there. So that was one of them. So then what I did is I looked up who represents John Gwynne, which is a name that I'm not going to say out loud. I guess I already basically, if this were my physical therapy clinic, I would have just broken HIPAA, which is a confidentiality law. Anyway, I looked that person up, went to their page, saw if they were open to queries, and they were, so then I queried them. I did that same thing for a handful of other books, but you can see I only have 5 total. That's what I'm going to start with. I already got a rejection. Yeah! It's actually my first rejection. It's like a rite of passage, which I'm really not upset about. I'm expecting many rejections. So to get that first one out of the way, it was cool. And you can see it was a form letter. I put in the details. But even then, it was really nice. This person basically said, I know it's unfair to judge your potential as a writer based on a query letter in the first 5 pages, but I received so many that I'm really looking for what sticks out to me in that moment, and good luck with your journey, which was really nice. It was great. Those other ones, we'll see what they say. My plan is if they all reject me, which is very statistically likely, then I'll do another batch of looking up different books that I feel like represent my genre. I mean, certainly I'll look up books in fantasy, which is what my book is in. But I'm going to look up epic fantasy. My book is technically epic fantasy, but it's a standalone and not super crazy long. But I'll look up books that I think match it, find their agents, and then go from there. Something else that I'm curious in, being young and a new author, is finding young new agents. Originally, part of me that scared me because my worrying part of my brain was thinking, well, they don't have the contacts yet, so it would be a risk. But at the same time, I'm young, I am new, I don't have any contacts, but I'm hungry and passionate to succeed. I think it would be super fun to become a business partner, which is what an agent is, with someone like that. At the same time, it'd be super cool to work with someone who's very well established and has an easier time selling books because of their years of experience and work. So I'm going to open both of those avenues. Yeah, it was fun. Honestly, it's fun. Everyone's query was a little bit different, the requirements. Some people asked for 3 chapters. Some people asked for 10,000 words. Some people asked for the first 5 pages, which is very small, but I get it. They're super busy. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. Really, though, the point that I wanted to share is for you writers, if you're new, let me get this off the screen. I messed it up. There we go. For all you writers out there who are new, what I want to share is that querying can seem scary, but then once you do it, it's actually pretty fun. Writing a synopsis was hard, and so was writing the blurb, but I looked up ways on how to do that, watched YouTube videos of people who had great suggestions. But like that form letter said, your worth as a writer is not determined or is not taken from you because of rejections. It's a very normal thing. I know that every author is going to tell you that, but it still might suck to get one. But at the same time, I encourage you to look at it as just another part of your career. I mean, you can't sell traditionally without querying, and realistically, you can't query without getting rejections. So if you've done it and you've gotten rejections, congrats. We've done it. I've gotten one, and we'll probably get a lot more. If that's what's holding you back, you're going to feel good once you do it. It's a whole new exciting part. The first few days after you do it, you're going to be like checking your email compulsively, and then you're going to realize that you're not going to hear back for weeks. Actually, I mean, I did hear back. Got a rejection in like 3 days, so that was fast. But it took 7 weeks for that first person to ask for the first 50 pages. That's a long time. I'd actually literally said to my wife, I said, I don't think it's going anywhere with that person. And then that day I got the email. So you never know. Just takes one yes. But all right, well, that's it. That's all I wanted to share with you guys. See you next time.